guys, welcome to my channel. It is day 22 of 100 days of Katoween. Today we are going to be making a Pom Pom Garland with some ghosts, and these are the 4 color choices that I'm using. If you want, I can leave the information down below in the description. I will be using the do-it-yourself Pom Pom Maker by We Are Memory Keepers in the largest one. However, if you do not have the tool, make sure you read the instructions thoroughly. I won't go over the instructions, so if you get it, you can just follow that. You're also going to need some felt for the ghosts, and then some scissors. Make sure that they're sharp, and also some little eyelashes that I'm going to add to the ghost to make them really cute. Like I said, make sure you get some really sharp scissors. It'll make the process a lot easier. If you don't have the Pom Pom Maker, no problem. You can just use 2 rolls of toilet paper, and then 2 circles that I cut out using a lid. I put a little hole in one of the circles, and I'm just basically going to show you how to make it this way first. Basically, you're going to tie 2 pieces of yarn together. Make sure they're attached to the spool. So I'm tying it 3 times. That way it's not going to slip through. I'm going to put it in between the rolls, the knot facing down. As you can see, I had to tie it 1 more time. That way it's not slippery. So you're going to put it in between the rolls, and that secures it, and hold it with your other hand, and with your other hand, your right hand, you're going to wrap it around. I went ahead and wrapped this around 75 times, so that way it makes a more compact pom-pom. So the more you wrap it, the more yarn you use, the more firm the pom-pom will be. If you use too little, it'll be too floppy. So sorry if this makes you dizzy. I had to speed it up. But basically, yeah, I just went ahead and wrapped it 75 times. You're going to go ahead and cut it at this point, and you're going to cut an extra piece of yarn, and you're going to go ahead and wrap this in between the rolls around the yarn, and you're going to loosely tie it. Basically, this is what's going to be the center of your pom-pom. So loosely tie it, and then you're going to use your scissors and cut both sides. And make sure you're careful when you're doing this part. So you cut one side, holding it down with your other hand. And again, this is where sharp scissors are going to be your friends. It'll make it a lot easier. Even with sharp scissors, I was having some hard time here because it is a thick pom-pom. Okay, and now we're just going to go ahead and move on to the other side. Snip, 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 snip. And once you go ahead and snip that all the way through, you're going to go ahead and tie it really tight. That's why I said a loose knot. That way you can go ahead and tie it really tight. And I did a double knot. And don't worry if the little part where you had knotted comes out. That's perfectly normal. It's going to be absolutely fine. So you're going to, that extra part that you have at the end, you're going to go ahead and feed that through the circle where you have a hole in it. And I'll show you that right now. So you want to make sure the circle's thick enough so you can just go ahead and feed through the yarn through it. Here I'm showing you how to do that. Go ahead and shake your pom-pom, and you're going to put your other circle, and you're going to sandwich it. And make sure that your circles are in the center and that they're lined up. And now basically you're just going to trim the edges around your circle. So the bigger the circle is basically the size of your pom-pom. So that circle is basically what your pom-pom size is going to be. So go ahead and just trim. Again, sharp scissors makes this super easy and super fast. I'm still trimming here. And basically once you've trimmed around all the edges, go around, make sure you're happy with what you have, and we're just going to take it out, and we're going to turn it on its side, because you're going to see it's a little lopsided, and that's because we have to trim it on the other side now. Just be careful not to lose that string. I mean, it doesn't matter for me because I'm going to thread through them anyways, but like, let's say you wanted to tie on something, you want to save that little thread. So here I am sandwiching it again, and you can keep doing this. Keep sandwiching until you have a perfect sphere. And there you have it, guys, a cute little pom-pom without needing the Pom Pom Maker. So the rest of them, I'm going to be using the Pom Pom Maker. You can go ahead and trim any little edges to make it even more perfect. but if you don't have one, you can definitely use this method. So from now on, I'm going to be using the Pom Pom maker, and I'm going to speed up the rest of the process. Okay, see you later. So as you can see, it was really simple to use the Pom Pom maker. The difference isn't really that much from the one that I did manually versus the Pom Pom maker. However, the big difference is that with the Pom Pom maker you have very little waste, and with the other method you get a ton of waste. So definitely get the Pom Pom maker. It's totally worth it to save your yarn. Next, we're going to go ahead and thread all the pom-poms. I'm going to be using this doll needle that I got at Hobby Lobby. It came in a set. So go ahead and find a yarn needle. That way it's a lot easier to go ahead and thread this through each and every single pom-pom. make sure you keep your pom-poms on the spool itself. That way you can go ahead and trim it to size. Now we're going to go ahead and arrange the pom-poms in the way that we want. I'm just going to go ahead and I tied a little knot on one side so I can hang it from there, keep a good spacing, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some glue to go ahead and adhere it so the pom-poms don't move out of place. I'm just using some silicone glue that I got from Martha's Creation, adding a little bit on each end. That way the pom-pom will not move once it dries. I'm also going to space them about 6 inches apart, and I'll show you here with a ruler. And we're going to do that with all 12 pom-poms that I made for this little garland. Now that we're finished with that step, we're gonna go ahead and make the cute little ghost. I made myself a little stencil here just out of some cardstock paper, and then I'm gonna go ahead and measure it for you. It's approximately 3 inches by 4 inches, and the pom-poms are approximately about 2.5 inches. That way you know my dimensions. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stencil out, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a few different ghosts for each of the spacings in between the garland. And then we're gonna go ahead and add some little eyelashes that I cut with my Cricut, and I'm gonna just glue them on and add some little cheeks or some blush to the cheeks just using some acrylic paint. Now that we're finished with the ghosts, we're going to go ahead and attach them to our garland. I'm just going to use this needle to poke a hole through the top of the ghost, and I'm just going to go ahead and tie them on. Make sure all the strings for all the ghosts are the same length. It's up to you, but I think that for this particular garland, it would look nicer if the lengths are all the same. And there you have it. The project is now complete. I think it's super cute. The Pastelloween colors are just darling and the ghosts are super cute. I hope you enjoyed the process. Hit the like button if you did. Make sure you subscribe for more Katoween videos. Catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye!